Have FNAF fan songs actually gotten worse? There's a lot of nostalgia for these pieces of music, especially for the titans of that 2014 to 2016 era, but fan songs are still being made to this day. So, today, we're running an experiment. I'm looking at 5 completely random FNAF fan songs released within the last 6 months. Not necessarily the biggest, or the best, or the latest, just 5 pulled at random from a quick YouTube search. I'm calling this selection the FNAF Focus Group. 5 songs, 1 slightly over-analytical critic, and we're ranking them from my least favourite to my favourite to see what the current state of FNAF music actually looks like. And hey, this might become a new series. Honestly, if this video does well, we can run more focus groups. And if it doesn't, I'll just pretend this video never happened. Anyway, let's get on with it. First up, what's in your head? This one started off really promising. Hi guys, I'm poorly lit, and I want to tell you that the opening of this song has this brilliant 80s aesthetic sound, which is even cooler when you consider it specifically a FNAF Movie 2 song, and Charlie/the Puppet's story starts in the 80s, so the song starts in the 80s too. That is such a smart and creative choice, and honestly something I wish more FNAF songs leaned into, because that era and aesthetic still just sound so good. Sadly, that's almost entirely lost the second the vocals come in, and it becomes pretty standard electronic noise.
Something wrong here, why can't you see? Can you see? Try to scream, you're looking through me.
Especially in the chorus, which just kind of goes and not in a good way. When the vocals are actually singing, it sounds really nice, but the shouty delivery just isn't pleasant to listen to for me.
You're only useful when you're dead. So let me see what's in your head. Make you a puppet, you're nothing but just a toy, and I'm the living dead in your head.
The last verse is genuinely such a highlight though. It combines the sound of a musical toy box, which is the puppet's whole thing, with the returning 80s sound, and it works really well.
Don't deny it, you can feel me in your chest,
It's just such a shame the choruses didn't follow suit. The lyrics themselves are solid and tell Charlie's story from the movie well. It's just a really mixed bag overall, and the parts I like are pretty much outnumbered by the parts that didn't work for me. So, out of our FNAF focus group, this one comes in last. And I want to know what's in your head. A piece of macrocosmic law is that it's always the videos that you guys suggest that perform the best. So with that being said, drop your video suggestions in the comments. I make videos about brain rot and internet culture, which FNAF is very much a part of, with a focus on internet songs and rap verses. And I love doing that stuff. But there are other topics I'd also like to touch on too. So for my next 2 videos, I'm doing whatever the top 2 comments tell me to. The top FNAF/indie horror request, and the top request that's something completely different. So get commenting, my channel is in your capable hands. Kill Me Once is kind of the opposite to the last song. It doesn't start super promisingly, but it gets better. My first impression was that the singing voice sounded quite similar to a lot of the Living Tombstone stuff, which I just made a whole video about, by the way, and that just instantly came off a bit
derivative
to me. But when that chorus hits for the second time, it's already wormed its way into your head before you've even noticed. Kill me once. Kill me twice. You know, it just works. What I also really like is that the song clearly tells a full William Afton arc, from his murderer days, to Springtrap and Fazbear Frights, to Scraptrap and Pizzeria Sim. That's a lot of lore to cover, and it handles it well. I also love that they interpolated Balloon Boy's sound effects into the song, which is a really fun touch. One small thing, Willie A is missing his British accent. You can tell because he says stuff like past and cast instead of past and cast. Down the past, these souls to my cast. And unless he's northern, which he definitely isn't, that is just
unforgivable.
British accents, more representation. I'm not taking the music video into consideration when it comes to the rankings for this video, but I do just want to say that the animation for this video is really impressive. Like, the water texture genuinely looks insanely good, and the scrap trap design is far better than what he actually looks like in game. But the human faces look really weird to me, which is just a surprise considering just how good the rest of it all looks. Very minor criticism, but you know, honestly, I think the video would have been better off just cutting away from the faces, to be honest. But yeah, I do prefer this over the last one, and a lot of that comes down to the chorus. Choruses are also called hooks for a reason. It's the bit people are going to hear the most and get hooked by, so getting the most memorable bit right really matters. What's in your head stumbles there, and Kill Me Once doesn't. Right off the bat, the tone is set perfectly with a parody of the topbanter.net intro from the Living Tombstone's iconic FNAF 1 song. And that tells you everything you need to know about what you're getting into.
Listen, I'm like king of banter.
Yeah, I love banter.
Sick, innit?
The visual presentation continues the homage. Pixelated lyrics front and center, bouncy emphasis effects, and the voice is so similar to that Vocaloid talk box
voice
from that original Living Tombstone song. Now, I did deduct points from Kill Me Once for actually doing something similar, but here it actually works in this song's favour, because this is clearly a parody, so aping the voice is like the whole point. Kill Me Once was trying to be its own original thing, so having such a Living Tombstone-esque voice did come off a bit
derivative,
and that makes all the difference. And the lyrics are just so stupidly brilliant. Driving in my car, right after a beer, DUI, how about you die, 7 beers is all I need. I never knew I needed a Freddy song about drink driving, but here we are. And before anyone worries, Freddy does eventually get arrested and face justice for his crimes in the song. So this track and this channel do not endorse drink driving. What happens if they see my weed? Did I really just rhyme weed with weed? You know, these are lyrics from the mind of someone who needs to be locked up, frankly. The ending goes so deliberately overboard with the vocal effects that without the on-screen lyrics, I genuinely wouldn't know they were vocals at all. And a shout out to Kendrick Lamar to carry the Freddy's Chariot flame at the end is just the cherry on top. Is this technically the most accomplished song we've covered so far? Does it showcase the most musical talent, skill, and general command over music making? I'd say no. But honestly, so far, it's the one that makes me smile the most, and that counts for a lot. And why he purple? This not a thumbnail. Don't put me in no circle. Condition can't be treated with medicine or herbal. As is customary, before we get to the top placement, it's time for the honourable, or possibly dishonourable, mention. This song was made by me, which means I can't really place it on this list without bias. Do I like listening to it? Yes, but that's in no small part because I made basically the whole thing with no musical ability whatsoever, and I actually made a whole YouTube video documenting the process, so go and watch that. When you're done with this video. What was that? The reason I even bring it up today is that it would be weird and pretty non-transparent to talk about and critique recent FNAF songs from other people without at least mentioning the one that I made. On a purely technical level, is it the worst made song in this focus group? Yes, absolutely. So if you like it the least, that is completely valid and I cannot argue with you. I was rapping from the perspective of Michael Afton, who has a British accent, so I leaned into that fully. But I think that maybe comes at the cost of sounding like I'm just Britishly talking rather than actually rapping. My father wants a new hand, my sister want her gift bag. They see me on that path and all they ask. And you can tell from the mixing and mastering that I'm far from professional. What I am most proud of is the beat. I think it sounds eerie, almost retro video game-esque, which really fits FNAF, while still clearly being a rap beat. If I had to be picky, I'd say that it doesn't really go anywhere, and I think if the song was any longer than chorus verse chorus, it would start to overstay its welcome. So yeah, I just can't rate it, because despite everything, I really do like it, because I'm proud of the first song that I ever made. And maybe that's enough for me, but it probably isn't for you. So I think I need to leave this one to the court of public opinion. I'll be honest, I was a little apprehensive going into this one. From what I know of him, Chazington seems to be mainly a satirical commentary YouTuber, so I wasn't sure he'd be a natural fit for a seemingly sincere FNAF fan song. But what I got was something that straddles the line between seriously sincere and gleefully goofy. And it works really, really well. He's assembled what is almost the Avengers of FNAF YouTube. Yuki Gloom, Spacey Tracy, Fight Marker, Random Encounters, Horror Skunks, Dorko, and Extra Tuna, the latter of which made the beautiful Jackie's Box. And bringing in that many people could so easily have made this feel bloated and overstimulating. Instead, nobody outstays their welcome.
We're looking for closure, and you're looking like it.
And the whole thing is remarkably fresh. Also, I had absolutely no idea Dorko was that good of a voice actor. His Brummy accent didn't come through at all, which honestly impressed me more than it probably should have.
I don't know if there's an easy way to tell you this, but
I'm gonna get ya, become my pawn like Vanessa.
The song blends electronic, pop punk, and rap together really seamlessly. And that hook, nightmare, 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 night shift, is just stuck in my head now, so thanks for that.
Thanks a lot, Rachel.
All in all, this is my favourite of the focus group. It's ambitious, it's fun, it's well put together, and the fact that a song with this many moving parts doesn't collapse under its own weight is so impressive. So, have the FNAF fan songs gotten worse? Based on this focus group, I'd say no. Are there more of them than ever? Absolutely. Which means you don't really get those lone titans from the 2014 to 2016 era with hundreds of millions of views anymore, as the market is more saturated and everyone's attention is spread more thin. But worse? No! If anything, they're getting more experimental. Whether it's What's in Your Head leaning into 80s aesthetics, Kill Me Once charting William Afton's full arc, Freddy's Chariot being a genuinely funny, loving homage to the originals, Nightmare Night Shift pulling together a huge roster of features in a way that actually works, or my song, which samples the sound of glass breaking 57 times. Why heat purple? This not a thumbnail, don't put me in no circles. The envelope is being pushed, and that's always a good thing. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. And while you're there, drop a suggestion for what I should cover next. Remember, the top FNAF request and the top non-FNAF request will both become videos. Within reason, of course. You know, if you tell me to make a video eating soil, I'm not going to do that. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you'd like to support me, you can buy me a coffee with the link in the description. But if not, you can always like and subscribe. What the fuck? Has this guy been here the whole time?